So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we are doing our match preview and predicted lineup for Arsenal's game against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Now look, contrasting forms actually going into this game. Obviously Arsenal did lose their first 3 games in the Premier League, but after that we've sort of bounced back with 2 wins against Norwich and then Burnley, and then we beat Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup 3 goals to 0, which was a complete farce in itself yesterday because no one was actually showing the game, which was a bit of an unfortunate one, but what can you do about it? We did get the win, and I'm not sure at the time of recording who we've actually got in the next round of the cup, but we will find out very soon. But allow that. Let's just try and get into this game and try and dissect what we can do against Tottenham Hotspur and what sort of team we can put out there. Put it there. I've put it down there on the scroller as well for you guys to have a look. And I just want to get straight into it, to be honest, because look, Spurs, we all know on their day they can beat us. The likes of Harry Kane haven't been on it this season. I don't think he scored a Premier League goal yet, which is so not normal for him because someone like Harry Kane, he keeps scoring, he scores loads of goals. But that isn't something we should look at as a positive because against Arsenal, he always turns up. We've seen that so many times, time and time again. I think he's our top scorer against us, I think, in terms of other teams. He scores a crap ton of goals against us. He always seems to score. So Spurs at the start of the season were pretty decent. They got 3 wins out of 3. They were top of the league. We were bottom of the league. And now if we beat Spurs, I think we can go above them, level on points on them, and the whole thing has gone the other way around, which is quite funny to be honest, because of all the Tottenham fans that were getting knickers in a twist. But look, we all know this is going to be a challenge for Mikel Arteta, especially because what do we go with in this game? Do we go with the back 3? Do we go with the back 4? Do we sit back all out 5-6 players defending? How do we approach this game? And I think that's going to be one of the main things that dictates how this game progresses, what we do in this game, and luckily this game is televised so we can do a proper match reaction for this game afterwards, because we need to see the game to actually comment on it, like that Wimbledon game or even the Norwich and Burnley games, which in the UK weren't legally televised, so you couldn't watch them. Obviously there were other streams you could watch them from, but again, they're always so difficult to watch from. Enough of me complaining about that. I want to get straight into the lineup I'm going to go with in this game. First of all, starting off in goal, I'm going to go with Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Bernd Leno did play against Wimbledon. He didn't have an all-great performance. Apparently, Wimbledon fans were also chanting, "You're just a shit Aaron Ramsdale," which was quite funny to me. But it doesn't look like, to me, I think, because I predicted Bernd Leno was going to start against Wimbledon. For me, in my personal opinion, I do think that it's going to be Ramsdale is now a #1 goalkeeper. He's going to play against Spurs. That's just what I think. Maybe it's Bernd Leno still. I don't know. But for me, I think it's now Ramsdale, and he shouldn't be dropped. For me, he shouldn't be dropped. That's just my opinion, because you can't get 3 clean sheets in a row. You got one against West Brom, Norwich, Burnley. He can't. For me, you have to keep him in because he's got the confidence. I think he's looked brilliant. We brought our compilation, which is over 100k views now. So thank you guys so much for that one. But I think for me, look, let's just try and go for Ramsdale. Keep his confidence at a high. He's doing very well for us. We're getting the clean sheets, and yeah, the 2 centre backs in front of him, Gabriel and Ben White. I think start going into the season, I think that's what Mikel Arteta originally wanted. He wanted Gabriel and Ben White to be our centre back partnership, and I think that's what we are going to achieve going into this game against Spurs. And look, Ben White, for me, has been a bit suspect at times because in the game against Burnley, he had to rely on the likes of Tomiyasu, the likes of Gabriel to recover for him and do some of the aerial work, which Ben White isn't so great at. Being quite a tall centre-back, he isn't quite great aerially, which for me is developing a few concerns. He hasn't particularly impressed for me since the start of the season, but again, look, give the kid, do we call him a kid? I don't know. Give him a bit of time, give him a bit of games, see what he can do, see how well he can impress, and I wouldn't judge him too soon, I suppose. On the right back, as I've already mentioned, Takahiro Tomiyasu. For me, he's done alright. For me, he's one of those right backs. He's a steady Eddie. He isn't absolutely incredible. He's not going to do something absolutely out of the ordinary just by watching him for a few games. And he isn't a guy who's going to do something completely stupid in a game. He just seems like that steady Eddie right back. He's going to get the job done for you. He's going to do the vital dirty work when needed. He's going to get forward when needed. looks like he's tactically apt. He can do it tactically in any sorts of systems, whether it's a back three, back two, in a five back, a right wing back. He can also come in the midfield areas as an inverted fullback. He can do all that. And for me, that's a huge plus point for someone like Tomiyasu. Again, as games develop, as we see him for 10, 20, 30 games, we'll find more about him. But for now, that's what my opinions are on him. Left back, Kieran Tierney. Tavares, from what I've heard, has been very good against Wimbledon, and from the games I've watched previously, he's looked very good. But look, Kieran Tierney is our starting left back for a game against Spurs. He knows what big rivals mean to him, being a Celtic kid himself. And look, we need to play him in this game. Simple as. In the midfield, first of all, Thomas Partey. Now, he did play against Wimbledon and then taken off, presumably ready for this game. Apparently, he asked to play against Wimbledon to build up some fitness. Fair enough, he was uninjured, came off against Wimbledon, no problems at all. And he's hopefully going to be ready for that big game against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. Next to him, I'm going to partner Sambi Lokonga. Now, Granit Xhaka is back from his suspension, and I have a sneaky feeling it's going to be him starting. But I'm going to go with Sambi because, look, I didn't watch the Wimbledon game. No one really did. No one can convince me, other than we're in that ground. They watched that game fully. And look, they played next to each other. I don't know how well they did. I don't know what the system was. I'm not sure. But for me, I think these two are the guys we should be going with. Xhaka, he costs you games at vital points, and that's what he did against Man City. We were doing alright for the first 7 minutes, then he got red carded. Well, it was 1-0, and then he got the red card. But look, we were still in the game at that point. I think Smith Rowe had that chance when Edison made a mistake, but what can you say? At the number 10 role, I'm going to go Martin Odegaard. Again, another player who's been alright in the last 1 or 2 games. Again, he's not done anything too incredible. He's done the right things. He's played the right passes, and he got a goal in the North London derby this time. This same game last season, he got a goal, and his confidence is going to be sky high going into this. And I think someone like him, to unlock the final third, I think he does it better than Smith Rowe. That's just my opinion on it. And yeah, look, Martin Odegaard. Let's see what we can do in this one. On the right hand side, I'm going to go Nicola Pepe. Again, hasn't been brilliant, has frustrated at times, but has produced good moments also. And he's someone that just out of nowhere, he can produce anything in a flash. He's one of those players. And I think in a game against Spurs where we might need one of those moments, I think someone like Nicolas Pepe is a vital player to have in the team. Left hand side, Bukayo Saka. Again, he's not someone who's impressed, but again, he's another player that will deliver you when needed, and he can do that against Spurs. He's done it against Chelsea last season. He can do it in big games, and hopefully he can for us as well. Up front as a main striker, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. This is based on the fact that, look, Lacazette got minutes against Wimbledon. It's probably going to be Aubameyang in the North London derby, and we need him to turn up. He scored some big goals in the North London derby in years gone by, and we need him to do the same because, look, in the end, we need to get the 3 points. If it looks like things are changing, the signings of Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, some of the new signings like Sambi, Tavares, Ben White, Odegaard are blending in, and what Edu said, he wants to see these exciting players play. We are seeing them. Let's do it against a bigger team. Look, if we are really turning a corner, because I'm still skeptical, I still want this manager gone. I still want this whole board, everyone out. But if we are really turning a corner, then show it against Spurs. Beat them and have a... Look, beating Spurs isn't the main thing. I want a performance that backs it. Because if we get a scruffy 1-0 win, it's one of those, you can't sustain scruffy 1-0 wins for the rest of the season. I want to see a dominant performance. Take the game to them. We're at home. It's our own home turf. Take the game to them and let's see what we can do against Spurs. And that's just my opinion on it. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it is going to be a bit exciting. Spurs aren't in the greatest of forms. Arsenal are. But again, things can turn around just like that. We've seen that so many times in the past with Arsenal. And that is it for today's match preview and predicted lineup, /try lineup, whatever. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Interaction and views and everything on the channel has been lit over the last 1 or 2 weeks. So keep that one up. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next one. Bye-bye. Peace. What am I doing? Bye-bye.